phylum COELENTERATA, which is also known as the Cnidarians. So when we talk about this group of animals, we are going to consider their characteristics, general characteristics of the Cnidarians, general characteristics of the Cnidarians. But when we talk about the classification of Cnidarians, as well as the biology of Hydra, that is a representative Cnidarian. So we are going to start with general characteristics. General characteristics of Cnidarian. When you talk about this group, that is the COELENTERATA, their general characteristics. First one is that they are mostly marine. They are found in marine environments, that is, they are found in saltwater, except a few, like the Hydra, except Hydra, which is found in the freshwater, except Hydra, and Hydra is found in freshwater. So when we talk about the Cnidarians, they also have some other characteristics, like they are developed from cell to tissue level. So they have tissue level of organization. So they are advanced than the peripheral that are at cellular level. So they are tissue differentiation. Also, their body is the plastic organization. When we talk about the plastic organization, that is how their body designed. They have the body cavity is divided into two. The body is divided into two parts. That is the ectoderm, the outer ectoderm, and the inner endoderm. That is what is meant by the plastic organization. So after this, the general characteristics, they have asymmetrical bodies. Radially symmetrical rather. They are radially symmetrical. This group of organisms, can be cut along any axis along its plane in any diameter to form two equal halves. So that's why we say they are radially symmetrical. That is the Cnidarians. When we also move, they are acoelent. The Cnidarians are acoelent. They don't have a body cavity. They are filled with space, endodermal or mesodermal cells. They don't have empty space. Coelom. They don't have. Then we also move forward to their physiology. They have single opening. This group of organisms, they have single opening. They are saccharine. They are saccharine body with single opening. So when we say that they are single opening, only one entrance enters into their body, and that same entrance serves as the entrance for food, the mouth, as well as the exit for waste products, the anus. So that is what we mean by saccharine body with single opening. So they have incomplete alimentary canal, incomplete digestive system. They lack respiratory system. They don't have well-developed nervous system. They only possess nerves. They have nerve cells. But they don't have well-developed excretory system. No excretory system. No respiratory system. So when we talk about this group of organisms, the COELENTERATA, some are sessile, while others are free. That is, they can move from one place to another. That is the adults. Another characteristics of this group is that they exhibit polymorphism. This simply means that it's a phenomenon whereby the life cycle alternates. The life cycle is divided into two distinct generations, and this generation alternate with each other during the stage. So when we talk about the polymorphism, we have two different generations, the polyps and the medusa. So we have the polyps as well as the medusa. That's what we call polymorphism. So we're going to explain that after the characteristics, the general characteristics. We're going to talk about the advancement. These are the advancement of the Cnidarians. They also reproduce sexually and asexually. And sexual and asexual reproduction occur. So they carry out both sexual and asexual reproduction. This group. And how do they carry out sexual reproduction? Sexual reproduction occur by cross-fertilization, while asexual reproduction occur by budding. So they have the ability to carry out budding. So those are the general. We said they don't have excretory system. They don't have. So they carry out just diffusion. They only have single opening. So examples of these groups called Cnidarians. We talk about examples of Cnidarians include Hydra, Obelia. We have the Aurelia. We have Cyanemon. Aurelia jellyfishes, and so on and so forth. Those are examples of the Cnidarians. So when we talk about the Cnidarians, we see that there are some advancement where we found the majority of the Porifera. The Porifera are also found in marine environment. Okay, so we have tissue level of organization. When we talk about tissue consists of different cells that are physically linked together to perform a specific function. So when we talk about tissue, it is as a result of organization of different cells. So tissue are more advanced than cell. So that is an advancement of Hydra or of COELENTERATA over the Platyhelminthes. Then we also have radial symmetry, unlike the other Porifera, where we have asymmetrical bodies. So these ones are radial symmetry. Then we have another advancement like polymorphism. When we talk about polymorphism, we said the body is divided into two main generations. So when we talk about polymorphism, we said it is the existence of organisms in two distinct generations. We have the polyp stage as well as the medusa. The polyp stage as well as the medusa stage. So this stage alternates depending on the lifestyle. So some species have dominant stage as the polyps, some have the dominant stage as the medusa. But however, what are the form, what are the shape, what are the characteristics of the polyps and the medusa? When we talk about the polyps are usually sexile form. When we talk about sexile, they have sedentary lifestyle. When we talk about the polyps, let's compare the polyp stage as well as the medusa stage. Let's compare the polyps and the medusa. When we talk about the polyps, we said the polyps usually are sexile. They are sexile, and these are floating. Alright, when we talk about sexile, we simply means that they cannot move. They have sedentary lifestyle. Why these ones are, they can move. That's why we say sexile. Then we say these ones are not swimming. They cannot swim. Why this one are free swimming? They can swim. Alright, swimming form, that is, they can swim from one place to another. And we say this ones, the medusa can move from one place to another. That is, they are adult. Then the polyps, they cannot move. They are attached to the surface. That's why they say they have sedentary lifestyle. While this one has floating lifestyle. So they can move from one place to another. Then these are usually tubular in shape. They have tubular, or we have cylindrical shape. Why these are medusa stage are usually bell or umbrella shape. That is, another difference. That is the way they appear. So when we talk about the polyp stage usually appear as a tube or as a cylinder. But when we talk about the medusa stage usually occur as an umbrella or as a bell. So that is the description of the medusa as well as the polyps. And the polyps is usually a simple structure, simpler than the medusa, simple structure, but the medusa is usually complex structure. So those are the differences between the medusa as well and the polyps. So we have the velum, which is usually absent in the polyps and is present in the medusa. So those are the differences between the polyps and the medusa. Then we move to the classification. I believe we understand the characteristics of Cnidarians, the differences between what we mean by polymorphism and what we mean by the polyp stage as well as the medusa stage. When we talk about the polyps and the medusa, maybe let's take a look at the egg and the chicken. The egg, develop egg to form the chicken grow up, produce egg, and that is what we mean by alternation, one stage to another. So the polyp stage is usually just like the egg cannot move, it's fixed, while the chicken can move from one place to another. So the polyps is different from the medusa stage. So we have to think about how to relate the polyps and the medusa. That's why we give us the differences. So now we are moving toward the classification of. So basically there are three main groups of the Cnidarians. So when we talk about the classification of Cnidarians or Coelenterata, we have class Hydrozoa, we have class Scyphozoa, and we have class Anthozoa. So those are the three main groups. So we're going to understand the characteristics and compare the differences based on their characteristics they possess. So when we talk about the class Hydrozoa, that is the fourth group. This group called the Hydrozoa are usually different further group because they carry out alternation of generation. Yes, and their polyp stage usually alternate with the medusa stage. Alternation of generation. Alternation of generation is present. Polyp stage is dominant while the medusa stage is reduced. Polyp stage is dominant while the medusa is reduced. And when except in hydra that is exclusively polyps. That is exclusively polyps. So hydra do not have a medusa stage, but some other hydrozoa like Obelia possess a medusa stage that is usually reduced to a simple structure. Then we also have another characteristics. They can be solitary or colonial. Some are solitary while some occur in colony. Single, some can occur in single, while other ones can occur in colonies. That is what I mean by that. They can occur in either freshwater or saltwater. They can be found in either freshwater. Hydra majorly is found in freshwater, but other hydrozoa are found in marine water. So that is another characteristics of that class. And their enteron does not have a septa. Their absence of septa in the enteron. Absence of septa in the enteron. They don't have septa in their enteron. That is another characteristics of the hydrozoa. So when we talk about the hydrozoa, they have examples of the hydrozoa, the hydrozoa, the hydra, the obelia. These are the hydrozoa. Then we have the scyphozoa, class scyphozoa. When we talk about the scyphozoa are another group of Cnidarians that are exclusively marine. They are exclusively marine. So they are found in marine environment. Only this group of organisms. And they have dominant stage is the medusa stage. The dominant stage, the left circle are the dominant stage of the medusa stage. That is the dominant stage is the medusa. The medusa is complex structure that dominates the life cycle. So they are usually colonial, and they can move from one place to another because their dominant stage is usually the medusa stage, while the polyps is usually reduced to a simple structure or absent some. So we have this group, the scyphozoa. They have partition in their enteron. The partition in the enteron. Unlike this one, that is the hydrozoa, that doesn't have partition. We said they have tentacles, and in their tentacles there is nematoblast. Just like the hydrozoa, the hydrozoa also have nematoblast. They possess nematoblast. Nematoblast is present. So, in the hydrozoa too, they also possess nematoblast, the nematocyst. So we also move to the those are the characteristics of the scyphozoa. Those are the characteristics of Scyphozoa. And examples of Scyphozoa include the jellyfishes, Aurelia, jellyfishes. Then we move now to the class Anthozoa, that is the largest group, class Anthozoa. This group, consists of the largest group of the Cnidarians, consists of the largest group of Cnidarian. That is the Anthozoa. And this Anthozoa group are mainly, marine organisms. They are mainly marine. That is, they are found in fresh water, mainly marine. And also, their dominant stage is the polyps only. They only possess polyp stage only. Polyp stage only. No medusa stage. That is how these are. So they are mostly attached. They are sexile. They are attached to surfaces or rocks on the sea or saltwater. So we also have, those are the characteristics of the Anthozoa. An example of the Anthozoa are the sea anemone, So those are the general characteristics of classification of each of those groups of Cnidarians.